Chapter 1: The Arrival of the Apex. In the year 2587, humanity had spread across the solar system, colonizing moons, building massive orbital habitats, and mining the asteroid belt. The nations of Earth had united under a single banner, the Terran Confederation, with its capital on the newly terraformed Mars. While they had achieved much, humanity had yet to encounter any signs of intelligent alien life. That was until the Apex arrived. The Apex were the undisputed rulers of the known galaxy. A reptilian species that spanned hundreds of star systems, their technology was so advanced it bordered on magic. Their empire was built on domination, and their philosophy was simple: strength determines worth. Weak species were enslaved or exterminated, strong species were either subjugated or respected. When the Apex arrived in the Sol system, they saw humanity as little more than an upstart civilization, barely worthy of notice. A single Apex battlecruiser entered Earth's orbit, blotting out the sky, and broadcasted a message in perfect English. "We are the Apex. You are insignificant. Surrender and become our vassals, or face extinction." Humanity, though taken by surprise, did not falter. The Terran Confederation held an emergency meeting, led by President Alara Singh, the most respected leader of her generation. The Apex demanded immediate surrender, but Singh's response was broadcast live across the system. "We will not bow to any conqueror. Humanity will fight, whether we have a chance or not." The Apex, accustomed to immediate compliance, were intrigued. Instead of annihilating humanity outright, they offered a challenge: a single solar year to prove their worth. If humanity could survive the Apex's war machine during that time, they would be allowed to exist as a vassal race. If not, they would be wiped out. Humanity had 1 year to prepare for a war against an enemy that had never known defeat. Chapter 2: Weaponizing the Solar System. As soon as the Apex left, humanity mobilized every resource it had. President Singh knew that Earth alone could not withstand the Apex's might. To survive, they would need to think beyond conventional warfare. Humanity's greatest strength had always been its ability to innovate under pressure, and this time, they would need to weaponize not just Earth, but the entire solar system. Dr. Arjun Patel, the Terran Confederation's leading astrophysicist, proposed a radical idea: turning the solar system's natural resources into a weapon. The asteroid belt, Mars, the gas giants, even the Sun itself, everything had to be leveraged. His plan was ambitious, dangerous, and possibly suicidal. But it was their only shot. Patel's plan involved using humanity's most advanced technologies to build a massive network of weapons hidden throughout the solar system. The asteroid belt was mined for raw materials, and stealth platforms were constructed, each housing railguns capable of launching city-sized asteroids as projectiles. Mars, with its new atmosphere, became the command center, housing massive defensive shields and planetary-based cannons. Venus, with its scorching heat, was turned into a death trap. A series of satellites were launched into its orbit, capable of redirecting its thick, toxic atmosphere into concentrated blasts of corrosive gas. But the most ambitious part of the plan was codenamed Project Helios, an array of solar mirrors built near the Sun, designed to focus its energy into deadly beams capable of incinerating anything in their path. If they could harness even a fraction of the Sun's power, humanity might just stand a chance. Chapter 3: The Apex Strike. The Apex gave humanity no warning before their first attack. In the dead of night, massive hyperspace rifts opened near Jupiter, and an Apex invasion fleet emerged, dwarfing anything humanity had ever seen. The fleet was led by a dreadnought the size of a small moon, bristling with weapons that could vaporize entire continents. The Apex commander, Lord Kaejul, watched from his command center with cold amusement. "These humans think they can resist the Apex. They are but insects beneath our feet." But humanity was ready. As the Apex fleet approached Mars, they encountered the first line of defense, the asteroid belt. Unbeknownst to the Apex, hidden railguns had been primed for weeks. The moment the Apex ships came into range, dozens of massive asteroids were launched at near-relativistic speeds. The Apex ships, despite their advanced technology, were not prepared for this. Several cruisers were obliterated before they could activate their shields, their hulls torn apart by the sheer kinetic force of the impacts. For the first time in their history, the Apex lost ships in the opening moments of a battle. Casual's amusement turned to rage. "So, the insects have claws," he hissed. "No matter. They will still fall." The Apex pressed forward, unleashing a barrage of plasma and energy weapons. But humanity's defenses were more than just hidden railguns. The Martian colonies activated their planetary shields, absorbing the brunt of the assault. At the same time, humanity's fleet, though small in comparison, launched a counterattack, using guerrilla tactics to strike at the larger Apex ships. But the Apex were relentless, and their superior firepower began to turn the tide. The human fleet was pushed back, and the shields around Mars began to falter. It seemed like the end was near. Then, Project Helios was activated. Chapter 4, Harnessing the Sun. From the depths of space, a series of solar mirrors focused the sun's energy into a single point. A massive beam of concentrated solar energy shot across the void, striking the Apex dreadnought. The effect was immediate and devastating. The dreadnought's shields buckled under the assault, and its hull began to melt. For the first time in recorded history, an Apex dreadnought was destroyed in combat. The Apex fleet, stunned by the loss of their flagship, hesitated. Humanity, seizing the opportunity, launched a full-scale counterattack. From Venus, the toxic atmosphere was redirected towards the Apex ships, corroding their armor and shorting out their systems. From the hidden bases on Earth's moon, railguns fired massive slugs that punched through the Apex's remaining cruisers. HFY, furious and desperate, ordered a full retreat. The Apex had never encountered resistance like this. Humanity had not only survived the first assault, they had fought back and won. Chapter 5, The Year of War. For the next several months, the war raged across the solar system. The Apex launched wave after wave of attacks, but each time, humanity adapted. Earth scientists and engineers worked around the clock, improving their defenses, finding new ways to turn the solar system itself into a weapon. Jupiter's moons became fortified strongholds, with Europa serving as a massive fuel depot for humanity's growing fleet. Saturn's rings were mined for resources, and Uranus was transformed into a series of hidden shipyards, where humanity's new ships were constructed in secret. But it wasn't just technology that gave humanity the edge. It was their indomitable spirit. The Apex were used to subjugating species who would eventually submit. But humanity did not submit. They fought with everything they had, every person, every resource, every ounce of ingenuity was dedicated to the war effort. The Apex began to realize that humanity wasn't like the other species they had conquered. They were unpredictable, relentless, and above all, they refused to accept defeat. Chapter 6, The Final Battle. As the year drew to a close, the Apex prepared for one final assault. They brought their entire armada to the Sol system, determined to crush humanity once and for all. Over 1,000 ships, each one capable of leveling a planet, appeared on the outskirts of the system. But humanity was ready. The Terran Confederation had anticipated the final attack and had spent the past months preparing a trap. They lured the Apex fleet into the center of the solar system, where Project Helios had been expanded and upgraded. Now, instead of a single solar beam, dozens of mirrors focused the sun's energy, creating a massive network of solar lasers. As the Apex fleet approached Earth, the trap was sprung. The solar lasers fired in unison, crisscrossing the system with beams of concentrated sunlight. Apex ships were incinerated instantly, their shields useless against the raw power of a star. The surviving Apex ships were torn apart by asteroid slugs and railgun fire. The human fleet, now battle-hardened and equipped with scavenged Apex technology, launched a devastating counter-offensive. By the end of the battle, the Apex fleet was destroyed, and Lord HFY was humanity ascendant. The Apex, who had once thought humanity insignificant, were forced to recognize their defeat. In the aftermath of the war, the Apex Empire fractured, and many of its subject species rebelled. Humanity, once seen as a weak and fledgling race, had become a symbol of defiance and strength across the galaxy. President Alara Singh addressed the galaxy from Mars, her voice broadcast across countless star systems. Let this be a warning to those who think to conquer us. Humanity is not to be underestimated. We may be young, but we are not weak. We will defend our home, our people, and our future with every tool at our disposal. We will weaponize the stars themselves if we must. And so, humanity stood victorious, having not only survived an invasion but proven that they were a force to be reckoned with. The galaxy would never look at humans the same way again.